This is the 2017 Impacts and Collisions question. A smooth sphere A of mass 1.5 moving with speed 6 collides directly with a smooth sphere B of mass m, which is at rest. After collisions, the spheres move in opposite directions, v and 2v. So if A is going in this direction first, has to be going back in this direction, so that's going to be a minus v. So B will be obviously connected with and going in that direction, so that will be 2v. 80% of kinetic energy, this is a half mv squared or mu squared, lost by A as a result of the collision is transferred to B, and the coefficient of restitution is just E. Find V and E. Okay, the principle of conservation of momentum, 1.5 times 6 plus m times 0 is equal to minus 1.5 v plus 2mv. 6 1/2 is 9 is equal to minus 1.5 v plus 2mv. So we can get m in terms of v or v in terms of m. 9 plus 1.5 v divided by 2v is equal to m. And we could factor out v and say 9 is equal to v times 2m minus 1.5. So v is equal to 9 divided by 2m minus 1.5. Whichever of these will work for us best. So for kinetic energy, we have all the variables for A. So half mv squared, this is before half 1.5 is m by 6 squared. So that's a half. It's 36 by 1/2 is 54 divided by 2. It's going to be 27. That's before. But then it's going to be a half 1.5 by minus v squared. So that's just going to be a half of 1.5, 0.75 v squared. So that means that A had 27 and is now at 0.75. So what it lost is the bit in between. And we need to get 80% of this. V27s are 21.216, so 21.6 minus 8756, that works out to be 0.6. V squared is the kinetic energy that, or the energy that now, the kinetic energy that B has, so a half mv squared, which is the 2v squared, has to be equal to this. So that will be 2mv squared. So we have m and we have v, so we have, I think it'd be easier just to replace m here because we have v, we'd have to square it. So 2mv squared is going to be 2m, 2 times 9 plus 1.5v over 2v, that's 2m times v squared. So that simplifies, well the 2 will cancel with the 2 and the v will cancel with the squared part, so it's just going to be 9 plus 1.5 v squared. 9 plus 1.5 v squared will have to be equal to 21.6 minus 0.6 v squared. If we bring the 0.6 across, we get 2.1 v squared. I left out a v here, plus 9v minus 21.6 equals 0. Multiplying by 10, I get 21v squared plus 90v minus 216 is equal to 0. Okay, I'll divide by 3. 7v squared plus 30v minus 72 is equal to 0. So we're down to only one choice for 7v. That's 7v times v. And 6 by 12, 42. 42 and 12. 42 take away 12 plus 6 minus 12. So V is equal to 12 over 7. It's positive. V cannot be equal to minus 6 here. So the velocity is 12 over 7. I think we're asked to find E as well. So we need to, what do we have for velocity? Just 12 over 7. So if we apply Newton's experimental law, we get minus V minus 2V over 6 minus 0 equals minus E. So minus 3V equals minus 6E. So that means that V divided by 3 is equal to 2E. So the 12 over 7 is equal to 2E. So E is equal to 12 over 14, which is 6 over 7.